Good morning.
Hello.
How are you guys? I hope you had a great weekend and you missed us because we missed you. Didn't we, Miss Benson?
Yes.
Well, Miss Benson, what are we going to be doing today?
So we are going to learn something new this week, but it's not going to be very hard. It's called scatterplots.
Ooh, scatterplot. I
Ooh.
know the word.
So the first question is, what is a scatterplot? And I bet, Ms. Voss, you have a pretty good idea.
I bet I do. Like if I click on the arrow, look at that. It's amazing.
Whoa.
Scatterplot is a graph that shows relationships between two sets of data. Okay, so for example, we have this scatterplot and its title says beach visitors. So that's what it's all about. It's about visiting the beach. But there's two different things that seem to have an effect on that, and they're related somehow. Okay, so if you look at the y-axis, it says visitors. That's how many visitors a beach has. So it could be 75 people. It could be 300 people. Holy macaroni, it could be 600 people. I mean, that's a lot. And if you look down at the x-axis, that's the average daily temperature. If you noticed, we haven't seen any of those temperatures yet, but they're coming. So it could be 80, it could be 84, it could be 96, all right? And see that little squiggly line between the 0 and the 80 there?
Oh, yeah.
That little part doesn't matter. That little squiggly part means don't pay attention to me. Just look at the numbers. So we'll do that, because we don't know what that means. It's all right. But like, say, for example, you look and you say, all right, it is 96 degrees. You're going to go straight up that line. And when you hit a dot, you go over. And that's like 550 people at the beach.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a lot of people. But if, say, it's only like 80, then there's only like maybe 80 people at the beach. That's not too bad. Okay? If it's beach. And hopefully they all look good in their bathing suit. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, so Miss Voss will not be going to the beach. Just so everybody knows. I'm out.
Me neither.
All right. Let's go to the next slide and see what it says.
What
All right.
do you do with scatterplots, Miss Benson?
So this is the big question. All right. So if we look at the answer on the next page, it says what we're going to do is we're going to focus on identifying correlation.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 letters in that big word.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what we're going to do. Correlation.
Okay.
Correlation is how things are related. So on the example we just looked at, when it was hotter, there were more people at the beach.
Right.
That's correlation.
That's correlation. And we have...
I think we're kind of correlated. So when Miss Benson is cold, Miss Voss is hot. And when Miss Voss is cold, Miss Benson is hot. So we're kind of got a correlation thing going there.
Yep.
All right. Oh, I went too many. Ooh, did you see that really cool pictures on the next page?
Yeah. Are you going to model them for us?
I am. It's okay, puppies. All right. So if you have a positive correlation, it's kind of like a positive slope. It goes up, 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 up. Okay. If you have a negative correlation, are you ready?
Ooh.
Like a negative slope. Down, 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 down. And this one is my favorite, I have to say. Okay. If you have no correlation, it looks like this. It's everywhere and it doesn't look positive or negative.
I know.
So, what that means. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool. Let's do some examples.
Would you like to do example number 1, Ms.
I would
Benson?
love to.
Okay.
Okay. Example number 1 says, what is this scatter plot describing? So to figure, I'm going to look at the X and Y axis like Ms. Voss was talking about earlier. And the X axis, it says hours studied.
Right.
On the Y axis, it says grade.
Yes, it does.
A really hard test. And some people studied 1 hour and some people studied 10 hours. And then they got different grades based on how much they studied.
Right.
So like the very first point is somebody that only studied 1 hour and only got a 50. Ooh.
Not good enough.
All the way at the end, there's somebody who studied like 10 hours and got like a 95. Super
Yes.
cool. It must have been
It must have been who?
a very hard test.
Yes.
And not all of the points fall into this like pattern. Like there's this one straggler up at the top where somebody studied for like 2 hours and they still got 100 anyways.
That's probably John Bostic. Let's just be honest.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think he really needs to study to get 100s.
No, he's just kind of a smarty pants. So that's
Yep.
most people like me. I got to study to get good grades.
Yep.
Makes pretty sense. But wow, that's pretty interesting how that scatter plot works. But what type of correlation do you think it shows, Ms. Benson?
Okay, so since it starts down kind of lower and then it goes up, that is a positive correlation.
I kind of drew like a line through there, and it does look positive. That's kind of cool.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think I might have drawn my line a little bit too high, but that's okay. No worries about that.
That's all right.
Should we go to
Wanna do
example
the next
number
one?
2? Yeah, I could do the next one.
It says, is this scatter plot describing? Well, let's look at it. Let's look at the Y axis first that says monthly heating bill in dollars. So that's how much your parent or guardian or grandma is paying to keep you warm. Okay? And it's not cheap, let me tell you. Then down at the bottom, it's the average temperature outside. So let's say it's like 5 degrees outside, which is really close to that 0 down at the bottom. You would go all the way up. Whoa, your heating bill would be a little over $200 a month because that heater would have to run a lot if it was like 5 degrees outside, right? But let's move over a little bit. What if it's just 60 degrees outside and you go up until you hit a dot, your heating bill's $100 a month. Not bad at all. But let's here, if it's like 80 degrees, your heating bill is like less than $50 a month. And that's just because they won't charge you 0. They got to charge you something. So it's true. So the way this looks, it looks like it's a negative correlation, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yes, because the hotter it is, the less money you pay.
Yep.
The colder it is, the more money you pay. So they're like on opposite ends. Okay, that's why it's negative. Wow, very interesting.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Should we go to the next example?
Yep, let's do the last one.
Go for it.
So same questions. It says, what is this scatter plot describing? And this time I've got a weird one. Okay. So the Y-axis, it says number of dogs.
Oh.
And on this axis, it says time watching TV in hours.
Yep.
So this scatter plot is trying to figure out if those two things are related. If the number of dogs that I have determines how much TV I watch, etc. But maybe you noticed the points are kind of just all over the place.
They're everywhere.
Which means these two things are not related.
They have no correlation.
And watch a little bit of TV, or you might have a lot of dogs and watch a lot of TV. There is no correlation. They are not related.
Wow, that's crazy. So if things go like this, they're positive. And if things go like this, they're negative. But if there's like nothing, if they're just everywhere, it's none. Wow.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
But you know what? These scatter plots are pretty cool.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
I like them too. All righty. Well, Miss Benson, is there anything on the next slide?
No, I think we're all done.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? We will come back and we will see you tomorrow. And if you have any trouble on any of your activities, you know where to find us. See you later. Bye.